जय राधा माधव कुंज विहारी। जय गोपी जन वल्लभा गिरिवरधारी। यशोदनन्दना व्रज जन रञ्जन यमुना तीरावनचारि। जय राधा माधव कुंज विहारी। जय गोपी जन वल्लभा गिरिवरधारी। यशोदानन्दन व्रजनरञ्जन जय गोपी जन वल्लभा यशोदानन्दना व्रजनरञ्जन Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Jai Radha Gopi Vallabha Radha Gopi Vallabha Hare Jaya Nishai Patita Bhavana Gaura Hari Jaya Nishai Patita Bhavana Gaura Jai 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 Prabhupada 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 Jai Jai Prabhupada Prabhupada Prabhupada. एवं विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्राजकाचार्य कष्टोत्तर श्री श्रीमद् भक्तिवेदांत स्वामी श्री प्रभुपाद की जय। जय ओम विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्राजकाचार्य कष्टोत्तर श्री श्रीमद् भक्ति सिद्धांत सरस्वती महाराज की जय। अनंत कोटि वैष्णव की जय। ऑल गुरु संग Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत् नष्टप्रायेषु अभद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवयात् भगवती उत्तमश्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टिकी कृष्णाय वासुदेवाय देवकी नन्दनाय च नन्दगोपकुमाराय गोविन्दाय नमो नमः Hare Krishna, welcome everybody for today's discussion on Srimad Bhagavatam. We are reading from Canto 3, Chapter 33, text number 31 to 34. Three 33, 31. Tadvirasit punyatma kshetram trailokya vishrutam namna siddha padam yatra sa samsiddhim upeyushi. Translation. The place where Devahuti achieved her perfection, my dear Vidura, is understood to be the most sacred spot. It is known all over the three worlds as Siddhapada. Next verse. Tasya tasyastad yoga viduta martyam abhutsarit Shrotasam pravara soumya siddhada siddha sevita. Dear Vidura, the metal elements of her body have melted into the water and are now a flowing river, which is the most sacred of all rivers. Anyone who bathes in that river also attains perfection, and therefore all persons who desire perfection go bathe there. Verse number 33. Kapilo api mahayogi bhagavan piturashriman mahataram samanyapya prag udichin dashim yayau. My dear Rudra, the great sage Kapila, the personality of Godhead, left his house, his father's hermitage, with the permission of his mother, and went towards the northeast. Siddhacharana Gandharvair Munivishchapa Saroganai Suyamana Samudrena Dattahana Niketana. Translation. Excuse me. Translation. Translation and purport by Sri Sri Bhakti also teacher. While he was passing in the northern direction, all the celestial denizens known as Charanas, Gandharvas, as well as the Munis and the damsels of heavenly planets prayed and offered him all respects. The ocean offered him the oblations and place of residence. Purport. It is understood that Kapila Muni first went towards the Himalayas and traced the course of river Ganges. And he again came to the delta of the Ganges at the sea now known as Bay of Bengal. The ocean gave him the residence at a place still known as Ganga Sagara, where the river Ganges meets the sea. The place is called Ganga Sagara Tirtha, and even today people gather there to offer respects. Kapiladeva, the original author of Sankhya system of philosophy. Unfortunately, this Sankhya system has been misrepresented by an impostor who is also named Kapila, but that other system of philosophy does not tally with anything described in Sankhya of Kapila in Srimad Bhagavatam. Om Jnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Sri Grave Namaha Sri Chaitanya Manobishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kada Mahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Sri Guru Sri Yuta Padakamalam Sri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Sri Rupam Sagrajatam Sagana Raghunatanvitam Tvam Sajivam साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनासहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधाकृष्णपादान् सहगना ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितंश्च हे कृष्णा करुणा सिन्धु दीनबन्धो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कान्ता राधाकान्ता नमोऽस्तुते तप्त कांचन गौरंगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैता गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे मुखं करोति वाचालं पङ्गुं लङ्घयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे श्रीगुरोन् दिनतारिणं परमानन्दमाधवं श्रीचैतन्येश्वरम् Hare Krishna. Before I start, I seek blessing from all of you. I don't have many qualification to speak. Take more water. More water is fine. More water. So this is the discussion between Maitreya Rishi and Vidura. And Maitreya Rishi is explaining about the glory, the pastime of Kapila Dev and the instruction that he gave to Mother Devahuti. And so after instructing Mother Devahuti about the Sankhya philosophy and about Bhakti Yoga and how to perform Bhakti, Kapila Dev has left home, and Mother Devahuti has continued her spiritual practices. And she continued her spiritual sadhana so much so that she was able to attain the perfection. See, the perfection in the sense like generally what happens is a devotee leaves his body and then he goes back to spiritual world. But here Maitreya Rishi is saying that how Mother Devahuti, she was able to transform her body into a liquid form, into water, and that water become a river. And in that region, and he says that this is the most sacred river because Mother Devahuti attained the Siddhi of Siddhi means of going back to Godhead or attain the spiritual perfection. Maitreya Rishi is saying anybody who wants to attain spiritual perfection will go and bathe there. So, and here it is saying, if you see, he says this is the most sacred river of all the rivers. So, one thing we can observe in spirituality is everything can be most. But in the material world, more like no, the superlative degree is only used for one person. Like he's the greatest businessman. He's the greatest poet, a greatest scholar. But when it comes to spirituality, when it comes to spiritual circle, everything can be greatest. If you see, go to any temple, those deities are the most beautiful deities. And if you meet any devotee, he is the most merciful devotee of all the devotees. Means one should be able to see such qualities in every devotee, irrespective of their situation. Okay. Now, if you see here, when it comes to spirituality, it deals with mostly the internal energy of Krishna. But also here Mother Devahuti transformed herself into a river and she flowed here in the material world only. So Srila Prabhupada says that there is no difference for Krishna, either it will be internal or external. Everything related to Krishna is like internal, because Srila Prabhupada gives the example. Internal energy is like a government's welfare activities, where the government will take care of education and then upliftment of society or economic development, all those things. And external energy of the Lord is like a police department or military, where people will be punished or jailed or killed. So for Krishna, both the internal and external energy are same, because they are connected to Krishna directly. But for a materialist person, they both are different. Because as long as we have this tendency to enjoy enjoyment of Lord, we are kept under this illusory energy. But as soon as we become Krishna conscious and we started engaging everything that we have in Krishna service, then immediately we are kept under the protection of internal energy. So even while being in this material world, the material energy can be spiritualized. How? Because the food is material, but when we offer to Krishna, it becomes spiritual. The water is material, but when you offer or when you do bathing, when you bathe the deities, that water becomes Sharanamrut. This Amrita means nectar, means it will never loses its potency. And any person might be a material, either man, women, children, or elderly person. He might be a person, a so-called metal in the metal body. But as soon as he becomes devotee, everything related to him becomes transcendental. He becomes sacred. He becomes worshipable, even by the greatest of the personalities. So the transformation of the matter into spirit takes place when it comes to when it is engaged in Krishna service. So that's why even if you go to Vrindavan, we see a lot of some drainages, pigs, hogs, and monkeys. So a person with a materialistic viewpoint, he may not be able to appreciate it so much. For him, like the spiritual abode is like everything is pristine, clean, clear, and everybody is transcendental. Everybody is everybody in the bhava stage or a prema stage. That kind of expectations we'll have when you go to when you are going to Vrindavan. But when you go to Vrindavan and see all these things, people also like bustling everywhere, and then you see animals, you see dust, and you see all those things. Then you are sure you are saying you are sharing your experience. One time you took one one successful businessman, he took to Vrindavan, and he was saying, "Oh, Yugal Kishore Prabhu, why did you brought me here? This place I don't like. You see pigs, you see drainages, you see dirty everywhere. Uh, we should have gone to Taj Mahal where we see, the everything is clean. The Taj Mahal is like seventh wonder, eighth wonder of the world, right? So instead of coming here, we should have gone to Taj Mahal to see, right? Like that he was saying. And Prabhuji was thinking like I unnecessarily brought this person to Vrindavan because to find fault like that in Vrindavan is also an offense. It is Dhamma Aparad. But for a person, like if you see in Vrindavan, where the deities, like where the even in like Jagannath Puri last time Yatra we went, right? We see the houses and they are like simple construction, simple structure. It's not like a very elegant and very elaborately built temple. They are simple structures, like um, where Mahaprabhu stayed, where Siddha Gokula, all those are simple temples. uh, and but their spiritual significance is very great. And one who knows, that's why it is said that one should see the Dham through ears, not the eyes. So that's why we should actually go to Dham, go to any holy place, or one should see about a Vaishnava through ears. Means, see, when you see a person walking into temple, dressed, simply, with not very attractive. But when we hear about their qualities, their glories, then we'll be able to appreciate him more and more. One time while I was in Vidyapit, I was very new there. I don't know much about anything about anybody. So they wanted to celebrate the birthday of a fellow student. And that time, like we were taking prasad, and everybody was started glorifying. So they asked me, "You glorify?" I said, "I don't know anything about that. How do I glorify?" Then, like somebody I know, who became close to me, he said, "Prabhu, you don't know how to glorify Vaishnava, means you are not in a you are not in a good condition. A Vaishnava can be glorified for anything, means like everything, but everything any a devotee does is always glorious. You can glorify with anything. So glorification of Vaishnava is very important. So, like that, even like anything related to Krishna has so many glories. Only thing is, we have to be educated. Uh, we have to hear that glories through maybe some right channel. But for example, if you go and read Bhagavad Gita directly without Prabhupada purports, you may not be able to. Yes, you will be able to understand a little bit, but you will not be able to correlate with that message, with that profound knowledge to into our life. We think that, oh, what is this all karma yoga, gnana yoga, and Arjuna fighting? These are all like mythical stories. But when we go deeper with Prabhupada's purpose, with the strength of other Vaishnavas, how they interpret, how they uh, make us understand this, the science of spirituality, we'll be able to appreciate that science more and more. So that's why for us to reach to the platform of spiritual knowledge, we should have the association of devotees. So Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, right? महात्मनस्तु मां पार्थ दैवीं प्रकृति आश्रिता भजन्ति अनन्य मनसो ज्ञात्वा भूत्वादि अव्ययम. Means somebody who is called Mahatma, the great souls, is they have actually surrendered unto the Daivim Prakriti, means the surrender unto the internal potency of the Krishna. And when they are surrendered to the internal potency of Krishna, they what they do? Bhajanti Ananya Manaso, means they don't have anything, any other engagement than just glorifying Lord, glorifying Krishna, glorifying anything related to Krishna, glorifying Krishna's pastime, glorifying Krishna's devotees. And that kind of persons are said to be Mahatmas. Prabhupada is very strongly about this verse. Mahatma is not like a rubber stamp, use like some democracy or some group of uneducated people come and say, yo, you are the Mahatma. It's not like that. Mahatma means the devotee of Krishna. So the verses in Bhagavad Gita from 9.10 to 9.14 describes about the Prakriti, the internal energy, external energy, and how a devotee surrender unto Krishna is under the internal energy of Krishna, and how a person who is not surrendered to Krishna is under the external energy of Krishna. So he says, let me see what is. So Krishna starts with saying, Mayadhyakshena prakriti suyate sachara acharam hetunanena kaunteya jagat vipari vartate. It means that the material nature, which is one of my energies, is working under my direction, O son of Kunti, producing all moving and non-moving. Under its rule, this manifestation is created and annihilated again and again. So basically, Krishna is saying about the external energy right now, and a person who is under the influence of external energy, even though the energy is external, but still it is working under the direction of Krishna only. It's not like external energy independent of Krishna. Of course, yes, the external energy creates the curtain of illusion, where we will not be able to see the hand of Krishna in every aspect of our life, a person in general. So then when a person is a non-devotee, then Krishna says that kind of person will not be able to appreciate Krishna's glories. Even if Krishna personally comes and performs his pastimes here. Yes, avajananti mamuda manushim tanumasrita param bhavam ajananto mama bhutva maheshwaram. So a non-devotee derides Krishna. Like if you see, like sometimes we see some people making fun of devotees. Are what these people, crazy people, wearing blankets and then dancing with shaven heads and all those things. So when a person is under the external energy of Krishna, he will not be able to appreciate the glories of a devotee. And what to speak of glories of a devotee, he will not be able to appreciate even Krishna also. You will find faults with Krishna also. They are called mudas. They even when Krishna comes and performs pastimes, they will, instead of taking advantage of those pastimes and instead of by Shravanam and Kirtanam, instead of taking advantage of Krishna's pastimes, they actually make fun of them. But of course, even if they make fun of that Krishna's pastimes, still they make some advancement, but not in a favorable way. Krishna says that, Prabhupada says, one should glorify Krishna in a favorable way. One should not be like Kamsa. Kamsa is also remembering Krishna always, chanting Krishna's name always, but he is doing it in an unfavorable way. So a devotee, what does he do? He always is under the non-devotee is under the external energy of Krishna, and he cannot see the glorious qualities and glories of Krishna and Krishna conscious person. And what about the internal energy? Then what is the situation of those kind of personalities who actually are under the external energy of Krishna, who cannot appreciate the spiritual nature of devotees and Krishna or the great qualities of a devotee. They are like, Krishna says, Mogasha Moga Karmano Moga Jnana Vicheshita Rakshatum Asurim Chaiva Prakratim Mohinim Srita. He says, those who are thus bewildered or attracted by demoniac and atheistic views. In the deluded condition, their hopes for liberation, their fruitive activities, and their culture of knowledge are all defeated. Mogasha means baffled in their hopes, Moga karma, baffled in their fruitive activities, and Moga jnana, baffled in their knowledge, means their knowledge, their activities, and their hopes, they're hopeless entities. See, like everybody 24 hours a day struggling so hard, working, like going to offices or going to factories and or, whatever the occupation they are doing, they does so work so hard only to be happy, increase their happiness, but still they end up in miseries. Even if they what even if they avoid so-called miseries throughout their life, in order to avoid that miseries throughout their life, they are kept in anxiety. Oh, I have to earn, otherwise I'll go bankrupt. I have to project myself as a great person. Otherwise, other persons will dominate me, or no, they become superior to me. So he's always in anxiety. He's always in like always lost in hopeless thoughts, and uh, and his activities has no significance. See, he may construct some big buildings, but he will not live there. He may accumulate a lot of wealth, but he will not be able to enjoy that. And he may acquire a lot of name and fame, but that name and fame is of no use to him, either in this material world or in the next world also. It's only a temporary titillation or satisfaction of the false ego. So his achievements are illusory, his happiness is illusory, and his name, fame, and his activities are of illusory. Basically, he is totally in a hopeless situation. But still, he is thinking that I am the most successful person. And mogasha, moga karma, moga jnana, whatever this knowledge that he has is also is useless knowledge. And that kind of person, they go and associate with demoniac, Rakshasam, Asurim. And the Rakshasam is the demoniac, and Asuram is the atheistic viewpoint. Some people, they find fault with devotees, they find, oh, why devotees are doing like this. Like, if some spiritual master is saying something, they find fault with him. This guru, he accumulated so much of wealth, he constructed so many ashramas, and he's Yesh Radha Gopi and all that. He's making the successful IITians into brahmacharis, that kind of mentality they'll have. So they cannot see the transcendental nature of the devotees, but they only find false. But on the other hand, what will be the situation of the persons who actually surrender to Krishna? That's how Krishna says this verse, okay? Mahatmanastu mam partha daivim prakritim ashrita bhajanti ananya manaso jnatva bhutadim avyayam. It says, those who are not deluded, the great souls, are under the protection of the divine nature. They are fully engaged in the devotional service because they knew me as the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the original and inexhaustible. So the devotees know the nature and the qualities of the Krishna and his devotees. That's why they surrender unto him. They with full dedication, and their only goal is to satisfy Krishna. Just being Krishna conscious, and he will spiritualize everything, his family, his work, his thoughts, his aspirations, his hopes, everything is spiritual. So, and everything's becomes eternal. Now we give we know the examples of Hiranyakashipu and Vibhishan. Sorry, Ravana and Vibhishan, and Hiranyakashipu and Prahlad Maharaj. So Ravana did so much of tapasya, and when Brahmaji came, and Ravana asked, "No, I want to be eternal." Then Brahmaji says, "No, that is not possible." Then Ravana said, "No, I should not be killed by demons, I should not be with devatas, all Gandharvas and Kinnaras, Kimpurusas, Yakshas, all the races he has, but he misses the humans. He said humans are insignificant. So his goal is, I want to be eternal, I want to be happy even in this material world also. But Brahma doesn't sanction him any benediction. Then he goes to Kumbhakarna. Then Kumbhakarna, like no Mother Saraswati, goes onto the tongue of Kumbhakarna and says that I want to sleep all the time. And Brahmaji grants that benediction. But he make little adjustment. Okay, after you'll sleep for 6 months, you'll wake up and again you'll sleep for 6 months. So like that he gives his adjustment. Then he goes to Vibhishan. Then Vibhishan, when the Vibhishan was asked to ask some benediction, Vibhishan asked, "May my mind be always attached to Krishna. I have become the greatest devotee. My mind is always attached to Krishna and always be Krishna conscious." That kind of benediction he asked. And Brahma says, "You will live eternally." He didn't even ask for eternity also. I grant you benediction that you live eternally. Because Brahmaji knows somebody who becomes a devotee, he will live eternally. Somebody who does not become a devotee, he is whatever he may achieve, he is going to lose it. So, like even like as soon as like even like Vibhishan didn't even ask, right? He gave the benediction. Even if you take the pastime of Hiranyakashipu, Hiranyakashipu's desire was he want to be eternal. Brahma says no, not possible. And Prahlad didn't even fasted for 1 day also. He was nicely taking prasadam. He was nicely glorifying Krishna. You know? And finally, Narsingadev comes and protected Prahlad Maharaj from Hiranyakashipu. And Hiranyakashipu was killed within five years, right? Because Prahlad Maharaj was that when Narsingadev appeared, he was 5 years. And Hiranyakashipu started his austerities before 5 years. So, and Hiranyakashipu's aspiration was to become eternal, but he didn't become eternal. But even this Prahlad Maharaj didn't ask any benediction, but he was given the benediction that you will live eternally. What does Prahlad Maharaj, when Narsingadev insisted Prahlad Maharaj to ask for some benediction, Prahlad Maharaj asks, "Let me stay in this material world as long as there is even one person who is not, who is running away from you, who is leading his life, you know, in a non-devotional way or as a non-devotee. Let me preach to him." So with this, Narsingadev, Lord is very much pleased, and he awarded him the eternal benediction. He can live eternally as long as he likes to stay. So that is the greatness of the spiritual devotion. Means the benediction to devotee comes without any additional effort. And devotees are not performing, like if you see even the life of Mother Devhuti. When Mother Devhuti was with Kardamuni, she performed very severe austerities. She didn't eat properly. She didn't, you know, she bathed three times or many times a day, and she becomes weak and thin, and her body got so much of weak. But when she become Krishna conscious, when with the association of Kapiladev, she didn't perform any additional austerities. But of course, she became disinterested in everything. And she became fully Krishna conscious. And finally, she attained perfection. So, and then after explaining the great qualities of Mahatmas, Krishna says in the next verse, What does these Mahatmas do? Satatam kirtayanto mam yatantascha dridhavrata namantascha mam bhaktya nitya yukta upasate. So these devotees, what do? They always chanting my glories, endeavoring with great determination, bowing down before me. These great souls perpetually worshipping with devotion. Means somebody who becomes a devotee, it is not by chance, okay? For one to become Krishna conscious, all the lifetimes of pious credits and good results coming together, finally he'll come into the temple of Krishna or become getting associated with Krishna, or will be able to chant the holy name of Krishna. It is not like we got Krishna consciousness just like that. Out of many lifetimes of Sukruti that we did, all the pious credits, all the uh, Bhaktivinoda Sukruti, not just like a pious credits, the the Sukruti that is favorable to devotional service. Maybe assisting some devotee, maybe glorifying Lord, or maybe chanting the holy name of the Lord. After many lifetimes, we may not be able to do that seriously in the previous lifetimes, but now we are given this chance again to become devotees, where we get chance to associate with devotees or chant the holy name of Krishna, take initiation, take do service to Krishna. These are all the activities which are going to give us eternal life or take us home back to Godhead. They may seem to be simply normal, they may seem to be ordinary activities, but they have very high spiritual significance. And just and what does devotee like? They only wanted chant the holy name of Krishna. They only wanted discuss about Krishna. They Shravanam Kirtanam Vishnu Smaranam. So, like yesterday, Govinda was saying, right? Uh, the Shravanam Kirtanam are the most prominent activities in this material world. So, just these two angas of bhakti, Shravanam and Kirtanam, uh, and Archanam also. Prabhu also writes, when we become advanced in our devotion service, we can go deeper into the Navavida Bhakti and also in deeper into the Archanam also. There are two ways, Pancharatrika Vidhi and Bhagavat Vidhi. In Bhagavat Vidhi, all these nine angas will come. And in these nine angas, the Archanam aspect comes under Pancharatrika Vidhi. In the Pancharatrika Vidhi, the deity form of Lord is worshipped. So as we become advanced in our devotion service, our attachment to the holy name of Krishna deepens. And when we perform devotion service, we'll be able to talk to Krishna, we'll be able to interact with Krishna in his deity form. That's what Prabhupada says. So, and Krishna elaborates this, that the non-devotees versus devotees. There are four types of Duskrutas and there are four types of Sukrutas. Who actually surrenders him and who doesn't surrender him. Okay, and then what does Krishna do? Like when what is how when does these demonic qualities when these demonic qualities rise in this material world so much so that it is dominating the devotees also, then at that point of time, Krishna personally comes, Paritrana sadhuna vinashaya shaduskritam dharma samsthapanadaya sambhavam egage. He may come and annihilate personally, or he may come and annihilate the demonic qualities through his instructions and through his pastimes, through his leelas. Okay, and it is like even when Krishna uh, punishes or even Krishna gives shelter, both of them are good because Krishna is absolute in nature. Anything connected to Krishna is good because a mother, whatever a mother does is good, like to a child, is for the welfare of the child. Sometimes mother may nourish the child and give nice food stuffs when the child is healthy. But when the child is sick, the same mother, when the child want to eat chocolates or some sweets and some things which child like, and mother forbids the child. He says, no, you should not eat that. It is only for the welfare of the child. In the same way, Krishna also, when he comes, he personally, to re-establish dharma. What is dharma? Yada yada hi dharmasya glanir bhavati. Dharmasya glanir. Dharmasya glanir means when this spiritual life, when these spiritual aspects, when this bhakti process, or when any kind of bhakti is at the glani, means at the means in a dangerous position, Krishna yadaya dharmasya glanir bhavati bharata abhidanam adharmasya. When the idiocy increases predominantly, then Krishna will come and he will protect the devotees and he will annihilate the miscreants or demonic natures. So, but as long as we are in this material world, there is always a good chance that we will be dragged down. We'll be, we may hear nicely, we may chant nicely in the morning, but as the day proceeds, we may go out and watch something which we don't have to watch, or do something which we don't have to do. So there is a constant danger of falling down in this material world. That's why all the great devotees, when they approach Krishna, they only ask one thing: let me always be in the association of devotees, and let me always have the affinity to hear the glories of Krishna and Krishna's devotees. So, and these three modes of nature, Sattvagun, Rajagun, Tamogun, they will drag us down into this material world. So, but as long as somebody in Sattvagun, Urdhvam Vachanti Sattvastha, Madhye Tishtanti Rajasa, Adhanna Guna Vichanti, means like Tamasa, means somebody who is in Sattvagun, he will try to make spiritual advancement. He may go higher. But somebody who is acts in Rajagun, he will stay the where, and then wherever he is. But somebody who is in Tamogun, he will go down. He will go into hellish life. So, like Ramray Prabhu was saying, right? You don't have to endure so much passionately. Just to stay in Sattvagun and perform your spiritual duties properly. Without your knowledge, you will make spiritual advancement. That is the most reliable and most safest way of advancing in spirit. Otherwise, if you come from Sattvagun to Rajagun and you will try to dominate other devotees, you show yourself as great, and you think the person who is actually under the attacks of individual energies, he thinks that he is a great devotee, he is better than others. He thinks that Krishna has special favors on him, like whatever he does, Krishna will forgive. He thinks like that. So when a person and a devotee is developing this kind of attitude, means he is degrading, he is falling down. So one should know that as long as we are in this middle world, there is a good chance of fall down. Even Lord Brahma, even Lord Shiva also had a momentary fall downs. So what to speak of ordinary jivas who are performing very meager service, insignificant service, and insignificant austerities. What to speak of us? We should be very, very careful and very, very surrender and very, very diligent in taking association of devotees, so that we may achieve the spiritual success in this life. So that's why I can speak of. If anybody have any questions or comments, you can discuss. Anything to say?
Yeah, purposely, Srila Prabhupada wrote that Kapil Muni have followed the course of Ganga, but actually Ganga came after Kapil Muni, right? When that Bhagirathi got his great grandfather.
Yes, that is true. So Prabhupada is writing that Kapila Muni went to Himalayas and followed the tracks of Ganges.
But that time
Ganges was not there. What tracks means, see, like river flows in the low-lying areas. So like every until that point of time people are living. People are living means it was raining, right? Raining means rainwater flows through some tracks. So he just followed the tracks, and then later on he set up inside. Then later on, when Ganga descended from the spiritual world, then again the Ganga followed the same tracks to reach the Kapilam. Yeah.
Prabhuji, Haribol.
Yes,
Prabhuji, which is the authentic story? Is that Ganga came when that Vaman Dev Leela? That, I mean, what I heard is just correct. Please correct if I'm wrong. That he touched when he was, 3 steps of land they were measuring, and Vaman Dev. Yes. Okay. That time it came, right? Actually, Ganga.
Yeah, Vaman Dev actually he actually cracked the universal cell. So Ganga descended from universe, outer universe to into this universe, but the Ganga was staying in the heavenly planets only. In the heavenly planets, Ganga is called Mandakini. So, but Ganga didn't descend onto the earthly planet until Bhagirata went and performed austerities to bring Ganga to this earthly planet. So when she came into this earthly planet, Ganga has descended and then from Himalayas until she flowed through towards the Kapilmuni ashram, where the the Bhagirathas relatives are grandfathers were burnt off. So she flows onto their ashes, so they got the liberation.
And Prabhuji, Shivji is holding Ganga. Is there any story behind it actually? I mean, why
Yes,
Shivji
holds Ganga on his head, right? Like because Ganga is falling from the heavenly planets. Ganga says when Bhagirath he performed austerities and he says, I would like you to descend into this metal world. Gangaji says there is like if I fall from this heavenly planet into this metal world, this earth will go down. So there is earth cannot bear me. Then Bhagirath performed austerity to please Mahadev, Shiva, and Shiva agreed to hold Ganga on his head when she descends from the spiritual world. That's why where she descends from the spiritual world unto the Himalayas where Lord Shiva was there. He holds Ganga on his head, and then from his head he will just makes a passage for the Ganga to flow from his head. But that place we cannot see even with our naked. It's Gangotri, right? Gangotri, but we cannot see like Ganga is coming from heavenly planet. Yeah, we cannot see the Ganga already came and she is there in the Himalaya. Still not coming. She's still coming. Already came. She already came. Oh, okay. I was thinking she's still coming. The continuously. She's still coming in the sense when she actually landed in Himalayan mountain ranges, right? So actually that can be considered as she was head only. And from there she's actually giving her in the form of river. Okay. Anybody have any more questions or comments? Volunteer Gandhra Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Prabhupada ki jai, ki jai. Thank you very much.
Jai. Thank you so much.
Thank you.